Hello, dear traveler. Feel the air around you for a moment. Notice how it touches your skin. Different, isn't it? The winds of change are blowing in your life, and it's perfectly natural to feel a little disoriented. We are together in this moment of transition. A new season announces itself in your inner world, and I am here to walk with you through this passage. Remember when you were a child? How summer seemed endless and winter a separate life. That childlike perception carried a wisdom that perhaps we have forgotten. Time is not a straight line, but a spiral that expands and contracts, blooms and withers, only to bloom again. Our adult mind seeks stability, permanence, but the true nature of life is change. Just as trees do not resist the seasons, we too are invited to flow with the natural cycles of our existence. You may feel that you woke up one day and something fundamental had changed, as if you had left behind a version of yourself during sleep. This feeling of emptiness is not abandonment, but a space being created for something new and more authentic. The old version of you still echoes in the forgotten corners of your house, in the dust, in the way light touches the wall at specific moments of the day. Honor that previous version. It fulfilled its purpose in the exact time it should have. This new phase may seem strange initially, like wearing borrowed clothes. There is a natural discomfort in this process, like an instrument being tuned. Allow yourself this period of adaptation, knowing that soon there will be a new harmony. The discomfort you feel is not a sign that something is wrong, but rather that something is being born. It is sacred. It is the necessary friction for growth. Like a seed that needs to break its shell to sprout, this season asks only one thing: your presence. Your willingness to notice the beauty hidden in the unknown. Each heartbeat, each breath, gently pulls you forward into this new territory of yourself. You are evolving silently, flourishing under a moon that may seem different, but has always been there. We are all guided by tides we cannot see, cosmic rhythms older than any language. Look at your hands for a moment. Really observe them. Though they appear the same, they are becoming instruments for work that only this version of you can perform. There is a purpose unfolding through you. The emptiness you occasionally feel isn't absence, it's pure potential. It's a clean canvas awaiting the first brushstrokes. A field after harvest, resting before new growth. A sacred space of possibilities. Nature never apologizes for changing seasons. The forest doesn't lament the falling leaves. The river doesn't grieve for changing its course. You too need not apologize for your evolution. Fear will come, that is certain. You may long for the comfort of the familiar, reaching out for well-known paths. This nostalgia is a natural part of the process, an acknowledgement of what was meaningful before. But this is the path your spirit is called to travel now. The unknown, with head held high. Fear doesn't need to disappear completely. You can carry it, if necessary, like an ancient stone smoothed by the river waters. What matters is that fear doesn't carry you. This is the challenge of embracing the new season, moving forward with it, transforming uncertainty into fuel for your growth rather than an anchor that holds you back. Here's a secret that might comfort you. You have always been changing, season after season flowing through you from the beginning. The difference now is that you are awake to it, conscious, actively participating. This is the difference. This is the gift. The opportunity to evolve consciously, to co-create your next phase instead of simply being carried by it. Your past seasons haven't disappeared. They've become the fertile soil from which this new growth emerges. Nothing is wasted in the great cycles of life. Each experience, each emotion, each challenge nourishes what is to come. Breathe this truth. The new season isn't simply happening to you. It's happening through you. You are both the season and the one experiencing it, both the transformation and the transformed. In moments when change seems too rapid, practice returning to the present moment. Feel your feet on the ground, the weight of your body being supported. The earth beneath you knows the seasons well. It is your silent ally. Allow yourself to feel all emotions that arise during this transition. Confusion, anticipation, nostalgia, hope, all are legitimate visitors in the house of your heart. Offer them a seat, listen to what they have to say, knowing that none will remain forever. When uncertainty seems overwhelming, Turn your attention to the small rituals that anchor your day. The first sip of water in the morning, the familiar path to work, the texture of your favorite blanket. There is stability in small things, even during the greatest transformations. It's natural to want to know, where am I going during these periods of change? But perhaps the more useful question is, who am I becoming? This is a process of unfolding, not of arriving at a fixed destination. Transitions invite us to develop a new relationship with time, neither rushing toward the future nor clinging to the past, but dancing with the present in its constant renewal. If you feel disoriented, remember that every compass seems to fail momentarily during magnetic storms. Your intuition may need silence to recalibrate. Give yourself that time. Like a snake shedding its skin, you are leaving behind what no longer serves you. This process may seem vulnerable, even painful, but the new skin is already forming underneath, more aligned with who you are becoming. Observe the patterns of nature for comfort. After every winter comes spring. After the longest night, the sun always rises. This is the promise inscribed in Earth's cycles, in the cycles of your own life. People around you may not fully understand your transformation. Some will try to keep you as the person they knew before. This happens not out of malice, but because profound change can be challenging to witness. Be gentle with those who don't see your evolution, but don't dim your light to accommodate others' limited vision. Like the moon changing phases, you have the divine right to manifest all your expressions. This journey through inner seasons is neither linear nor predictable. It will have moments of blinding clarity, followed by days of fog, sudden advances, and periods of apparent stagnation. All are equally valuable. Allow yourself to find beauty in the process, not just the outcome. Just as we appreciate both the delicate cherry blossom and the ripe fruit, each phase of your transformation has its own form of perfection. As you navigate this transition, cultivate compassion for yourself. You are doing something extraordinarily complex, consciously evolving while continuing to live your everyday life. This requires courage and deserves gentleness. Remember, you are not just changing, you are revealing yourself. Layers that no longer serve are being removed so that your most authentic essence can shine more clearly. This is a process of remembering as much as transformation. When you feel doubt, place your hand over your heart and tell yourself, I am exactly where I need to be at this moment. I trust in the unfolding of my journey. That simple, that gentle. Welcome home to yourself, again and again and again. This is the sacred cycle of your becoming. This is the dance of inner seasons, and you are dancing beautifully, even when the steps seem uncertain. You are being invited not just to change, but to consciously participate in your own evolution. This is the most precious gift of this season, the opportunity to co-create who you are becoming. And so, dear traveler, move forward, with curiosity, with courage, with compassion for yourself. The seasons will continue to change, and you with them. This is the beauty. This is the truth. This is the way home. The wisdom of the in-between place. During this transition, you inhabit what anthropologists call liminality, the space between what was and what will be. It is sacred territory, albeit uncomfortable. Ancient cultures recognized this space as potent, magical, where profound transformations occur. At this threshold, you are no longer who you were, but have not yet crystallized into what you will be. This fluidity brings freedom, the chance to rewrite patterns, to experiment with new ways of being, before expectations, yours and others, solidify again. If you could visualize this moment of your life, perhaps you would see it as twilight, neither day nor night, but an intermediate realm of impossible colors, where normal laws seem suspended. There is a singular beauty in these transitional moments that exists nowhere else. When feeling suspended between worlds, practice anchoring yourself through the senses. Feel the weight of your body against the chair. Listen to the most distant sounds you can identify. Touch different textures, rough, soft, smooth. The senses are bridges that bring us back to the present, when past and future compete for our attention. The body is compass. Your body often knows of change before the conscious mind. That restlessness in your gut, the tension in your shoulders, altered sleep, These are signs that something is moving in the deeper layers of your being. Instead of ignoring these signs or medicating them away, can you offer them gentle attention? What are these sensations communicating? What wisdom are they trying to convey? During periods of transformation, the body may feel strange, as if not entirely yours. This is a natural response to profound inner changes. Your physical form is adjusting to the new energy flowing through you. Move in ways that honor this process. Perhaps your body asks for more fluid movements like dancing or swimming, reflecting your current inner malleability. Or perhaps it asks for the grounding of a walk in nature, feeling the solidity of earth beneath your feet, while internally everything seems to float. The alchemy of difficult emotions. The intense emotions that arise during transitions are not obstacles to the process. They are the process in action. Confusion, insecurity, even momentary panic. These are alchemical energies transforming the lead of the old identity into the gold of the new being. Allow yourself to grieve for what you are leaving behind. Every transition involves losses, even when moving towards something better. Honor what it meant to you, the ways it served your growth until this point. Simultaneously, make space for the excitement of the new, even when it comes mixed with apprehension. Like a child on the first day of school, fearful and enthusiastic at the same time, you stand on the threshold of a new chapter full of unexplored possibilities. When anxiety arises, and it will, breathe deeply into it, not away from it. Tell yourself, this is just transformation energy moving through me. I don't need to label it as good or bad. I only need to allow it to flow, creating new internal maps. The old maps you used to navigate your life may no longer work. References that once seemed fixed are shifting. This can be disorienting, but also incredibly liberating. The chance to draw new maps that are more aligned with who you are becoming. Allow yourself to question old certainties. What have you assumed to be an unshakable truth about yourself? What identities have you carried that may no longer serve you? There is freedom in allowing old definitions to dissolve. In this process of rediscovery, experiment with new forms of expression. Perhaps writing, which once felt foreign, now flows naturally. Or maybe colors and shapes call you toward drawing or painting, even without prior skill. Follow these impulses. They are clues from your emerging soul. Remember that creating new maps takes time. You don't need instant clarity about who you are becoming. The fog of transformation has its own timing, its own wisdom. Clarity will come gradually, like the rising sun. First a hint of light, then the entire horizon illuminated. Community as a mirror and support. Although the journey of transformation is deeply personal, it doesn't have to be solitary. Seek out those who can witness your change without trying to fix you in previous versions of yourself. These compassionate witnesses are precious. People who understand that transformation is rarely linear or predictable, who can sit comfortably with your uncertainty without trying to resolve it prematurely. At the same time, recognize that some relationships may feel strange or uncomfortable during this period. Like two stars whose orbits shift, the distance between you and certain friends or family members may increase or decrease. This is not necessarily a sign that something is wrong, only that everything is in motion. Notice who appears in your life during this transition. Often, we meet exactly the people our new self needs in order to flourish: mentors, friends, fellow travelers who resonate with our future, not just our past. The dance between doing and being. Our culture values constant action, visible results, measurable progress. But true growth often happens in silence, in apparent inactivity, in the fertile space of being rather than doing. During this transition, you may feel an urge to fill every moment with activity, to solve your metamorphosis through constant action. Resist this pressure when you can. Allow empty spaces in your day, purposeless moments where the new can emerge organically. Like a garden in winter, much is happening beneath the surface, invisible to the eye. Roots grow deeper, silent preparations take place for the spring bloom. Your inner being follows similar rhythms. Consciously alternate between doing and being. Yes, take small actions aligned with your emerging self. Explore new paths, new practices. But also set aside time to simply exist in the in-between space, without expectations, allowing the natural intelligence of life to work through you. Synchronicities as signposts on the path. During periods of transformation, the veil between worlds often becomes thinner. You may notice meaningful coincidences, curious patterns, encounters that seem orchestrated by a greater intelligence. These synchronistic events are not accidents. They are signposts on the path, confirmations that you are in harmony with something larger than the conscious mind can comprehend. Pay attention to these signs without trying to control or interpret them too rigidly. A book falling open to a specific page. A conversation overheard that seems to answer exactly the question you were contemplating. An animal crossing your path repeatedly. These are whispers from the universe, reminding you that you are not alone on your journey. Keep a record of these seemingly accidental occurrences. Over time, patterns will emerge, a personal language of symbols and meanings that speaks directly to your heart, beyond the analytical mind. The natural rhythm of transformation. Every living being has its own time to grow and change. A butterfly cannot be rushed in its cocoon. An apple does not ripen faster by being pulled from the branch. Your transformation also has its natural rhythm, which deserves to be honored. When you feel impatient with the process, turn to nature. Observe a plant for several days, noticing how changes happen in their own perfect timing. Imperceptible hour by hour, yet undeniable over the course of days. Your growth follows similar patterns. There are times of rapid progress and times of apparent stagnation. Both are necessary. The plateau moments, when nothing seems to be changing, are often when the deepest integration is taking place. Honor these periods as an essential part of the journey. The natural world teaches us that not everything blooms at the same time. First the daffodils, then the tulips, then the roses. If you are not blooming at the pace you expected, it may simply be because your particular season has not fully arrived yet. The unexpected gifts of transition. We often focus on the discomfort of transitions, forgetting that these periods bring unique gifts. Heightened sensitivity, fresh perspectives, the ability to see beyond conventions that once seemed as solid as stone. Your current vulnerability is, paradoxically, a source of strength. It is what allows for more authentic connections, deeper insights, and a heightened appreciation for the ordinary beauty that often goes unnoticed in daily life. The structures that once confined you, fixed identities, rigid expectations, automatic patterns, are temporarily suspended. This is a rare freedom. Even with all its discomfort, this fluidity carries possibilities that do not exist when everything is firmly defined. Perhaps the greatest gift of this transition is the opportunity to meet parts of yourself that have been neglected or repressed. Undeveloped talents, abandoned dreams, qualities that had no space for expression in your previous life, all now have a chance to emerge. Integration, weaving the new with the old. As you move forward on this journey, there will come a point when the new season begins to settle. The discomfort will subside. A new clarity will emerge. You will start to feel at home again, not in the old home, but in a more spacious dwelling of being. This is the time of integration, when valuable aspects of your former self are consciously woven together with the new qualities emerging. Nothing truly valuable is lost in authentic transformation. It is reshaped, recalibrated, recontextualized. The skills you cultivated before do not disappear, but may express themselves in new ways. Meaningful relationships evolve rather than ending completely. Passions transform into more mature expressions or find new channels. Visualize this process of integration as a river meeting the ocean. The river does not cease to exist. It becomes part of something greater without losing its essence. Its waters continue to flow, now within a vaster context. The ever-expanding horizon. The journey we are describing has no final destination. Each season eventually gives way to the next. Each version of you, no matter how complete it may seem, contains seeds of future transformations. This understanding brings both freedom and responsibility. Freedom in knowing that you are never trapped in a fixed identity, no matter how comfortable or uncomfortable it may be. and responsibility in consciously participating in your continuous unfolding. When this current transformation settles, carry with you the lessons learned in the liminal space. The patience with the process, the trust in the unknown, the willingness to release what no longer serves. These are precious tools for all future transitions. And remember, dear traveler, that through all changes, something remains constant, the awareness that witnesses the journey. This inner presence, this gentle observer, is the golden thread connecting all versions of you, all the seasons of your life. Here, at the end of this guide, I share one final secret. You never truly lose yourself, even in the moments of greatest disorientation. For that which seeks the path is itself the path. That in you which longs for wholeness is already whole. The awareness witnessing the transformation is, itself, unchanging. Rest in this truth when the journey feels too long or the path too uncertain. You are already home, even as you travel. You are already whole, even as you transform. This is the greatest paradox and the deepest truth of the human journey. Move forward with courage, curiosity, and compassion. The seasons will continue to change, and you will change with them in an infinite unfolding of possibilities. And with every step of the way, remember, you are both the traveler and the landscape, both the seeker and the treasure being sought.